seek him first, all these other things will be added unto you. Ashley?
Valentine's Day is always special for Jordan and Angie Sullivan. It's the day they received their best gift ever. The gift came courtesy of a surprise phone call, and it involved their daughter getting a brand new heart.
When my doctor walked in, she looked at me and she said, "There's something wrong with your baby's heart."
Angie Sullivan was 5 months pregnant with her third daughter when a routine sonogram revealed baby Blair had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a rare birth defect that causes the left side of the heart to be severely underdeveloped. She called her husband Jordan with the news.
My heart sank. I didn't like my wife crying. I didn't like the possibility of what could come from this. I just had hurt in my heart.
Fear, disappointment, shock. I was in disbelief. You never want it to be you. You never want it to be your kid.
Baby Blair would require several corrective surgeries at birth to survive. Angie and Jordan reached out to family and friends to pray and established a Facebook page called Beats for Baby Blair.
Without the community support, I don't know what we would have done, and I don't know if we would have had the strength to get through it without them and without their prayer.
They welcomed Blair into the world with a mix of hope and fear.
I was soaking it all in, seeing all of her fingers and toes, to see what she actually looks like in person. It was very exciting.
It was a relief to see her, take a breath and feel her on me for a moment, but it was kind of scary to see her whisk away, so quickly.
Blair underwent open heart surgery at 8 days old. It was then that doctors made a devastating discovery. Pulmonary stenosis had disabled the healthy side of her heart, and her only chance of survival was a heart transplant.
It crushed my heart. It's hard to keep your faith in a time like that, but there's not really another option.
We kept praying because it's the only thing I felt like I could do to help her. I wasn't able to, put a Band-Aid on a skinned knee. It wasn't something I could physically help her overcome, but the only thing I could do to help Blair was to pray for her.
Once again, Angie and Jordan reached out to others to pray, including Blair's 13,000 Facebook followers. Because of Blair's special circumstances, their prayers were tempered with humility.
You realize that for her to get a new heart, it means that another baby dies. You don't want to pray for that. And so we would just pray that his will be done and that, whatever that be, we would be prepared for it.
Because of infections and other complications, Blair was taken off the transplant list multiple times over the next several months. But then on Valentine's Day, the same day Blair was put back on the list, Angie and Jordan received a phone call.
The lady on the phone says, "We've accepted a heart for Blair." And we were like, "Say it again? What?" And she's like, we've accepted a heart for Blair.
I was actually in disbelief. I actually had made our transplant coordinator repeat herself because I didn't believe her.
Both of us sank in our chairs with joy, hugged each other and cried. It was a very special Valentine's Day, and I told my wife that night before we go to bed, I was like, this is a Valentine's Day I'll never be able to beat. There's no flowers, no gifts that would top, giving our daughter a heart.
The next day, Blair underwent a successful transplant surgery. After 7 months in the hospital, she was finally released and welcomed home by a community parade.
It was amazing. Finally bring her home, and it felt right. It felt like this is where she needs to be.
She's so upbeat, such a happy baby, rolling around, setting up, playing with all of her toys. She just always has a smile. She's just a happy baby.
Blair has some catching up to do, but is expected to be on track developmentally by age 4. And now, each Valentine's Day, her parents are reminded of the love of God and the prayers of the faithful as they celebrate the day their little girl was given a brand new heart.
Angie and I both believe if it weren't for the prayers of us, our family, and our community, and all the people that followed us all over the world, that we wouldn't have Blair home today.
This is her purpose, is to share her story and to give other people hope and to give other people strength and to give other people faith. You definitely never give up faith, and you pray, and there's nothing else to do. You pray.